Wings Parade. More than just a day out for a few families. For many of us, it's the start of a new direction.
Congratulations. Well, Sir Morgan, it gives me great pleasure to award you your Staff Sergeant's badge. Well done, and congratulations. Good luck to you in the future.
The future. Most of us here have been in the army for some years. Now we're back at school, hoping to make that future in the Army Air Corps.
The action that they have carried out is what? Sergeant Morgan?
It changes the port valve from a three-way to a two-way position.
Good. The three-way port has moved to the two-way position.
It closes both shut-off valves in the collector tank.
Right, the two shut-off.
It's at this base in Hampshire that soldiers train to become pilots, mechanics, ground crew, or air gunners. Even overseas forces send their students here. Instructors teach flying initially on these machines, chipmunks. Later, as students become more experienced, they'll move across to helicopters. For those, like me, in engineering, maintaining aircraft is just as absorbing as flying them. They're difficult courses. All ranks can apply from all branches of the Army or Marines. Hundreds do, but the standard is high, so that of those selected, only about a quarter eventually make it to this parade.
It gives me great pleasure to award you your gunner's wings, How have you enjoyed the course?
Very much, sir. Very challenging, sir.
Challenging, good. Did you find the tow system good to fire?
Sir, a lot easier than the last system, sir.
You hit the target?
Yes, sir.
And where are you being posted to?
654, sir.
Ah, good. Well, you'll get plenty of chance to use your skills when you join the squadron. Anyway, well done and all success to you in the future.
Let's look at priority of targets now from the air gunner's point of view. You've just popped up from your fire position. You're looking at this armoured thrust coming over the hill. What's your priority of targets?
The tanks will be priority.
Sure?
No, the anti-aircraft.
Right. You've first got to take out the threat to you and then concentrate your attention on the tanks. It's no good taking out the tanks first and then find you getting shot out of the sky.
The sky in a helicopter can mean just above someone's head. For the ground crewmen, a basic safety drill is to earth the airframe. If he forgets, the static that's built up earths itself through him. If it doesn't knock him over, it'll certainly make his eyes water. Resupply with hand signals alone is an exacting business. It's good experience for pilots as well as ground crew. There's little room for error on either side. So, just being here today is an achievement, and not least for the pilots.
Well, many congratulations.
Thanks very much, sir.
What's your name, Ramon?
Conrad, sir.
Good. And where are you being posted, Ramon?
Northern Ireland, sir.
Well, many congratulations on getting your wings. Great achievement for you.
Thanks very much.
Okay, sir, that's very good indeed. Let's do one more now. And you have control, sir. I have control. Allow the aircraft to level. That's good. Keep looking ahead. Maintain the heading.
Anyone who goes through life pushing doors marked pull should feel at home in one of these. Everything seems to operate the wrong way round.
Okay, sir. Forget the slopes there. Just relax.
For the beginner, getting down onto level ground is difficult enough. Slopes are inclined to be even less helpful.
We'll come into contact with the slope. That's fine. Let's get in contact. Slowly down on the collector and forward with the sighting.
Only when flying is second nature for the pilot can his full concentration be given to the task in hand. Lives can literally hang on his ability to get into the right position and stay there.
If you're asked to squawk ident, hold the switch momentarily, let it go again, and on the radar screen for about 25 seconds, your code will come up twice as bright as everybody else's code. Should you be in the low-flying system or just about to enter the low-flying system, what would you be squawking on your transponder? Captain Monroe.
4322.
Good. Both green lights fail, then there's something wrong with the transponder itself.
Does it work at low level?
It most certainly would, and for this reason. You just happen to descend low level tactically, South Armagh style. Chances
Tactically, South Armagh style, where the bullets are real and the border as ill-defined as the conflicting ideologies. No fence, just lines on a map. The north begins with a field or a hedge. The south ends at a farm or a road. Without the helicopter, getting in and out of these isolated areas would be a lot more difficult than it already is. Security forces can get to an incident in a fraction of the time it would have taken by road. Pylons blown up or down is the sort of incident that appeals to the terrorists out here. They're an easy target. They can't shoot back for a start. But the line's down, and there's disruption on both sides of the border.
Yep, we just arrived. In front of pretty good shape.
To stay ahead, the Army carries out low-level air reconnaissance frequently enough to give them the latest picture of what's going on.
Okay, they should be fine. No? Okay, mate, see you later. Right, well, I'll be on this road here. Then it'll be the standard Vinpan vertical, 3 runs, 200 feet at 90 knots. After we finish the third run, we'll go down to the southwest and do a low run, 100 feet, with the F-96 so we can actually look inside the culvert.
Yes, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, our time on target's 1 o'clock, so that gives us about 5 minutes to check the cameras over, and then we'll be ready.
The main Dublin to Belfast railway line has been a prime target over the years. It always needs keeping an eye on. 2 eyes, in fact. One mounted at the side, the other underneath. The observer keeps details of every picture taken. The Beaver's low airspeed is ideally suited for this type of work, but it must guard against pot shots from the ground. Its crew, like all air crews in Ireland, are fully armed. With live ammunition, leaving one up the spout could be fatal, so guns are checked before and after every flight. It's routine.
Hello, 11 Delta, this is 0. Bomb incident, Craigavon Street. Rucksack reports car heading towards Divis. Over.
11 Delta, send car description.
Incidents have never become routine. They've only hardened the resolve not to be intimidated in the search for a solution that has for years been so elusive. This was my posting. Hong Kong. Another line on another map. The border with mainland China. Army patrols try to stop the flow of illegal immigrants crossing into Hong Kong. They float over at night on plastic pillows. Look for these, and there's usually at least one to be picked up.
Forward and down. Come forward and down. Keep it coming. Forward and down. Forward and down. Come right a bit. Right a bit. Hold it there. Hold it there. Come on. Come on, you...
Some are just too scared to come out. They've never seen a helicopter before.
Come here. Stupid. Come here.
They'll hide in these marshes for days on end.
Up you go.
Slowly their strength gives out, and many of them drown. Those that are picked up are brought into the Mackenzie forts overlooking the border. They've often been on the road for weeks. They're given a drink and a bite to eat, sometimes asked a few questions, usually just put in a truck and packed off back to China.
How did he hope to get from here down to Hong Kong?
你明我意思啊？嗱，你嚟到香港，即係你哋而家嚟到我哋嘅香港嘅邊界啊，咁你點樣去香港嚟接觸你嘅朋友先？我呢講啊。You wanna contact his friend by the telephone?
Does he know the telephone number?
啊，你知唔知你朋友嗰個電話 number？
老咗唔記得咗啦。
He forgot it.
He forgot it. I see, that's very convenient. Okay, put him on the truck.
Sure.
In the estuary out to the China Sea, the rising tide has trapped 6 of them on a sandbank.
4 only. 4 only. Okay, you can tell the others in your best Cantonese when we get back.
Okay, it's 4 of you, no more. Just 4, 2 will have to stay. We will be back. 2 of you will have to stay. Come on, just 1 more and that's it. 2 of you, that's it, stay. Get away, boss, let's go.
Okay, transitioning.
We will be back.
In spite of the dangers, many try time and time again. Hong Kong just isn't big enough to take them all. This is more than just a line on a map. The most lethal border in the world, Germany. Hitler's Reich that was to last 1,000 years. Now carved into east and west by a fence 800 miles or more. Even the fish are divided. It's to keep people in, not out. Roads just end. Bridges are unfinished, towns cut in 2. The electrified fence severs them all. Watchtowers, vicious dogs, ditches, minefields, alarms of all kinds. Approach from the western side and you're photographed, your conversations monitored. From the east, anyone surviving the minefields will be confronted with automatic firing devices, primed to blast them full of shrapnel should they so much as touch the fence. It's an appalling monument to ruthless inhumanity. On the western side, NATO forces exercise on the principle that the road to peace is to prepare for war should it ever happen again in Europe. If it doesn't, that's fine. If it does, then anti-tank units will have to be ready in their hundreds to contain a massive armoured threat. The speed with which teams of specialists could be moved from one defence point to another would be crucial to success. So too would the resources of tank and helicopter combined. One scouting ahead as the other moved in to take on the targets.
Target.
My target's destroyed.
On the light for Delta was well minus.
We had minus, and target. We put a hole right in the centre, but at the bottom of the target. So we did hit it, but it had 3 shots to get it.
My problem.
It was. There we are. There's the answer to that. You either get it wrong or you get it right. You got it wrong. You, I hope, know where you've got wrong. Right, fine. Put it right tomorrow, and you'll have no problems at all.
3, this is Alpha, ammo state 10-87, right.
Troop leader, I'd like you probably to attend the same optician as I do it on occasions. You're a little quick saying target, when in fact the round on 3 occasions was either just plus or minus. And you said target, and they accepted that. Obviously, they're going to listen to the gospel. You were the gospel. You're wrong twice, I'm wrong once. So be careful in future. Colonel, any points made?
I've only got 2 things to say. First of all, that's the first time I've ever heard a gunnery instructor admit to a mistake.
At last.
Tank and helicopter will also exercise as opponents. Many aircrew know the tank well. They began their soldiering in it. So they've a fair idea what the tank commander of this group will do once he's under pressure.
You're on the left, normal arcs, your arc, left of wood, out to centre. Alpha, your arc, right of wood, out to centre. I'll cover ordinary arcs, troop SOPs. If we get attacked, fire back and bug out quick. Alpha, you lead, I'll go, then Bravo, all right? As soon as we've done that, and make it bloody quick, all crews mount up, because we've got a helicopter threat. So make certain that the air sentries you've got out are fully jacked up. Okay, Corporal Junior?
Stealth and surprise, very much in the helicopter's favour, as long as it has good cover and shadows with care. Its versatility allows it to see without being seen. Used with skill, it's one of the greatest single assets a field commander has. It gives him advance warning, time to prepare, and hit back, hard. The anti-tank helicopter. Formidable the tank may be, but the missile-carrying helicopter can stalk and strike with such mobility, it's become a serious challenge to the tank. Operating from forward landing sites, well hidden, it can rearm and refuel within minutes. Information on the strength and direction of the opposing armor will be fed to this forward position. Air crews can be briefed directly on the spot and their line of attack coordinated into an overall plan.
River Valley downtown. What's the one to the north? The IFF is over there, so I don't know where it's about then. I'll pick up the low level. Okay? Yeah, give a call on the way out. Call on uniform, yeah.
Within minutes, they'll be on their way back into action, without even shutting down their engines.
Just by there, I'll start to harder lap. Past the left-hand side of the river, at 12 o'clock, the saddle, go to the centre of the saddle. And then we'll go right around the back of it.
Search and strike.
Okay, we're going to do minus 180.
Over the past 25 years, the techniques developed within the Army Air Corps have extended the operational range of the soldier considerably. Not only in mobility and resupply, but in communications.
Okay, down into low ground.
The helicopter, rising above difficult jungle or mountainous conditions, will act as a mobile command center, picking up transmissions, relaying them back to base or onto units in the surrounding area. It's given the soldier on the ground an entirely new dimension. Artillery has long relied on spotting from the air. Gun batteries seldom see their targets. Usually they're over hills, forests, miles away. With helicopters observing from the forward area, corrections will be reported directly back to the guns. It gives them a devastating accuracy once they open up. As the batteries are deployed, scouts will search the forward areas. Most of the terrain in Europe offers plenty of cover. In countries that are flat, treeless or desert, helicopter scouting alone can be vulnerable.
Golf 19, this is Alpha 21 Bravo.
Here, the tanks won't see it. They won't even hear. The noise of their own engines will be too much for that.
Zulu Papa 1049.
The position of the tanks located, and the guns can join the action.
Charge 4, number 1, load. HE, L15, charge 4, load. Correct. Bearing.
Helicopters will observe the fall of shot from a safe distance. There's no such thing as a friendly shell once you get in the way of it.
Fire. Bearing 1340 mils. Elevation 413 knots. Elevation 4 bearing 1 mil 326 mils. Elevation 413 knots.
The barrage will force the advancing tanks to close down. From inside, it will be more difficult for their crews to see what's going on around them. Now the anti-tank helicopter moves in. Not that they're looking to trade punches with the tank. Aircraft are too lightly armored for that. Their strength is maneuverability, and the skillful aircrew, using good cover and the power of the modern missile, can strike a tank before it knows what's hitting.
Fine target. Tracking. Target going. Armed. Firing now. Missile gone. Firing now.
So they exercise. And that's what exercises are all about. Getting it right, should the need arise. Testing, materials, supply routes, chains of command, systems, communications. It puts the professional where he is, above the best. He must be sure that it all works. Good weather, bad, nighttime as well as day, pushed to its limit, and beyond.
Over to the end! Section 210's in elevation. What was it for deflection? Elevation plus your 2 for sabo.
In a world of sweet reason, training for some military confrontation that may never happen would seem a waste of time and money. Harsh reality, however, has proved to be brutal confrontations that explode with startling suddenness. It's a fact that means we'll just have to be able and prepared to look after ourselves for some time to come. For the Army to play its part successfully, it must make the most of the air. Using it isn't difficult. You can teach a monkey to fly if you've got enough bananas, so they say. But using it, whatever the conditions, often in hostile areas, always keeping below the radar horizon, for days on end, without much sleep, and still giving effective support to the soldier on the ground. That's something else. But it's what Army flying's about.
You have control, sir. I have control.